Hey guys, how's it going? You guys know the drill. If you like my video, smash the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Alrighty, I got these new glasses, Joe. So, just as a FYI, alrighty, I want to talk about NBA and the sports card market. And this is a market that I really don't get into. I have bought some Jordans last year, and I sold all of them. I should have kept them and sold them a few months ago, maybe January of this year. But it's so hard timing the market. And I also bought a few LeBrons in October of last year, the Sports Illustrated for Kids, because I saw no one was buying them during the off season. You know, I sold some of those LeBrons and in the process of selling them. But, you know, I may be interested in buying NBA cards if we continue to see the prices going lower. And I wanted to ask you, what are you doing with basketball cards if you're buying any right now? Are you buying, you're selling, you holding? And I did find it quite interesting the Michael Jordan Fleer 86 PSA 9. Some of these cards a few months ago were going for about 75 grand, maybe in the high 70s as well. And I think it was last week, I think it went as low as $24,000. So within a few months, you've had roughly, I don't know, a 70% pullback? It's not even 3 months. That's crazy, man. You don't see those type of moves in the stock market. I was telling you in another video that the Dow Jones, when it crashed in 2007 and it bottomed out in 2009, span of what, 18 months, something like that. It went down about 60%. It went 60% down within a span of 18 months. And you're telling me that this Michael Jordan PSA 8 or PSA 9 card went down, what, 70% in 3 months? That's insane. The card market is very volatile. I don't like it. I was saying on my other channel about Bitcoin, and I was referencing Nassim Taleb, a very smart individual. I've talked about him about fragility and his book Anti-Fragile, which I recommend to everyone. He was saying that he doesn't like Bitcoin. He was actually an earlier proponent of it, but he doesn't like it because the volatility is crazy and you can't use that as a currency. With currencies, you need to have some sort of price stability. There's no price stability with Bitcoin. It's so volatile. Sure, people can make a lot of money, but that's something you don't want as a currency. And you know I don't, obviously sports cards are not a currency, but I don't like this crazy volatility in this market. And sure, it provides opportunities. I'm sure some people may be um taking advantage of it. I right now am still on the sidelines in terms of buying these NBA cards. I may be looking at some Jordans in the coming months if we continue to see a decline, because let's be real, a lot of people now are confident in traveling on a plane. Last year I had an opportunity to see one of my buddies, John. You know him. I've interviewed him on one of my videos. We talked about some hockey cards and some Olympic cards. I was going to see him, right when COVID hit, everything started to shut down. So I stopped that. I was going to visit my brother in Houston. That ended up getting canceled because I didn't know if I had to quarantine, it'd be a cluster. And, in over a year, I felt comfortable going on a plane because, I don't have to worry about quarantining. I saw the COVID numbers going down, because he works in a hospital setting. His fiance works in a hospital setting. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to be near them during COVID. Now the numbers going down. So I actually stayed with them. So I feel comfortable traveling now on a plane. And I'm sure many people feel the same way as well. And that being said, a lot of money that was spent on cards while we're at home is now going to be spent on leisure and things that we used to do in a normal setting. Sometimes people may go to a game, a baseball game. Sometimes people may go to, I don't know, the bars. The bars are packed, everywhere you go now. So things are starting to get back to normal. And if things start to get back to normal, there's less money in the card market. And sure, you could say that they're printing money like crazy. Yes, they are. But for actually the market that isn't on the high end, that means that you're taking money out. That doesn't mean, the stock market is going to crash. It just means that the card market is becoming more fragile. And as it becomes more fragile, I think this could be a potential opportunity. Could be during the off season. I don't know. I want to still look at prices very closely. And I've seen plenty of YouTube videos talking about the basketball market crashing. And I really haven't looked at basketball because I don't watch too much basketball. But, I do realize that LeBron is going to be coming back after his ankle injury. I understand that people don't like LeBron for various reasons, but at the end of the day, I am a speculator in sports cards, and I have to take out, even though I don't like LeBron, me being from Chicagoland, MJ is always the GOAT, but I always look at opportunities and potential opportunities. And I'm just thinking out loud, will LeBron coming back, will that create a short-term spike in the card market? That's what I don't know. And if card prices continue to go lower, I'm going to potentially look at cards in the offseason. And there's this brief window, I believe, where you could probably snag a few of these cards for the next Space Jam movie. You could look at some of these older guys from the movie. There's Muggsy Bogues, there's Michael Jordan, there's Sean Bradley. Unfortunately, Sean Bradley got paralyzed. It's horrible. But that being said, there's Charles Barkley too. So are those particular players that, we could potentially snab and, make a quick buck? That's what I'm trying to think right now. Because, like I said, a few of these videos, they're not criticizing, they're just saying that the market's going down and it could be a potential opportunity. And I do want to see how LeBron coming back in the playoffs, what will happen to the card market. And, this will be quite interesting. And if it continues to go down, I may snag a few Jordans, right? But ultimately, I want this whole market to crash in the next few years, and that will allow me to look at some scarce Michael Jordan rookies and some other basketball cards as well. I want to look at individuals that are culturally relevant. Charles Barkley is culturally relevant. On TNT, he also has positive messaging about how the power structure wants everyone to fight, but there's a lot of good people out there. When he says things like that, a lot of people will be like, yeah, man, it doesn't matter what political side they're on. They would agree with what Charles Barkley had to say. I think it was a few weeks ago. There's Shaq. That's what I'm going to be looking at in a few years. Individuals that are culturally relevant, and some of the greats. Like MJ. I'm definitely going to keep my eyes on it. But in the short run, I do want to potentially make a play for Space Jam. I bought some ungraded card. It was maybe $4 or $5, just for fun. But I am potentially looking at buying Michael Jordan cards again. I bought Michael Jordan cards for the first time during the pandemic in March of last year. And if the market continues to go lower, like his Fleer 86 cards are right now, or actually they may go up, up until the movie, but we shall see. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think. What do you think about the sports card market for NBA cards? I know some people here don't watch the NBA, collect the NBA, but it could be an opportunity right now. And it's for a flip, right? Like I said, long term, I want this whole thing, whole house of cards to collapse. Once that happens, I'm probably gonna be very, very, very aggressive. You know, I've seen a lot of people, they were very aggressive maybe a few months ago. And then now I'm starting to see signs of, a little frustration, still optimistic. And that's why I'm seeing, okay, I could maybe exploit the situation. At least excuse me, let me just rephrase it. Maybe I could put in not too much money, and I wouldn't care if the price crashes because I'm going to be buying more in the coming future, assuming that I have the money to do so. Anyways, guys, you know the drill. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment below, and I'll talk to you later, guys. Thanks. Bye.